And so that's where my presentation is going today, is kind of more on what a developer, engineer, geek type can do with Claude Code to manage the business side. So that is what this is. There we go. Okay, so like I said, I'm a solo consultant. Got a few trusted folks that I work with, but the big challenge was I want to scale, I want to track what I'm doing. Holy crap, I can't track what I'm doing. I need better processes. And that's what basically inspired me to start coming up with my own system. And as the slide says, the more money you make, the more money there is for pup cups. There's going to be a few animal references on this because we have 3 dogs and 3 cats, and they earn their keep by getting posted to socials and promoted by the business.
Andrew, can I?
Yes, interrupt me. Please.
So what do you think of that production increase has been? I mean, you said have you been able to triple?
Yeah.
Literally triple
Yep.
clients and revenue?
Yeah.
With that?
Yeah. And I'd say revenue is maybe more double, triple the clients, because I'm charging less because it's taking less time, I'm not billing like strict hourly all the time, there's the whole, you're bringing your experience to it, so there's a premium there, but yeah, it is like tripled the bandwidth, so the biggest goal for me wasn't necessarily to make a ton more money, it was to diversify. I don't want to be beholden to a single client or 2 or 3 that could just disappear. I wanted as many different ones as I could. So that is the biggest win for me, is that I've been able to take on so many different clients at once and so many different projects, and it's just better for my business, So it absolutely has tripled my capacity, maybe even more depending on the day, because sometimes the AI is better than other times. You fire up 2 Claude sessions or 2 Chat GPT sessions, and one of them might give you great information, and the other one might just be silly. That's AI still hit or miss sometimes, but it's gotten a lot better. So
is that on the coding side primarily, or?
On the coding side and also on the business side. I think Josh said that was talking about Claude co-work. Me, I like to make my life difficult and use Linux. So co-work, I think, is only available for Mac. So that's part of what inspired me to build this greater thing for myself, because there really isn't a solution that I could find that would do everything that I wanted to do. Co-work looks really cool and it probably do a lot of what I'm doing, but I don't have any hands-on experience with that.
And co-work was a later.
It's a later thing than what I started with too. Yeah.
As a developer, you were able to leverage that. That's also why they created co-work as a separate product.
Yeah, because they see people like me doing stuff that's like business process and not just writing code, and they're like, well, we should make this into a thing. So
It does work on Windows too. I haven't
Nice.
tried it. I just have an VM with it installed, but I haven't done it.
does it? I heard people there's like an unofficial port for Linux, and some people have used VMs on it. I just, when they release a Linux version, I'm going to try it. It'll be interesting.
Have you noticed, you mentioned that you'll have the 2 running side by side, or I don't know if that's directly at the same time or whatnot. Have you noticed the time of day affects how the performance or the output changes?
Yeah.
You do it in the morning or at night, it gets better or worse?
Yeah, I find I'm an early riser, so if I'm at my desk at 5 a.m. getting a jump on the day, responses tend to be quicker, a little bit more accurate. Sometimes in the middle of the day, I assume when everybody's in the office.
We need more data centers.
Yeah, you need more data centers, which there's plenty of them, for better or worse. But yeah, I've definitely seen that, especially with the speed varies throughout the day. But the quality sometimes can too.
Quality of the output, I guess that's one, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And a lot of times when you're chatting with one of these things and the quality is just not great, the best thing you can do is just exit out and start back up, or just clear the session.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes it just kind of goes off the rails, and it's just like anything else. If you try turning it off and turning it back on, it takes 2 seconds. And a lot of times I've had issues with where I'm working with Claude Code, and it will just kind of go off the rails, and I'll say, okay, save a document containing everything we've been working on in this session, and it'll save it as a text file, markdown text file, and then I can just fire it up fresh feed it that back to it, and we can kind of pick up where we left off. And so a new session can sometimes jumpstart it and get it thinking correctly again. So, again, jump in and ask me any questions you want.
Are you using, when you start your process with Claude, are you using your initial Claude MD as the brains that drive how you start your sessions?
Yeah, well, I use a lot of custom skills that I've created. There's custom agents that I've created for different tasks. I'll go into that a little bit as far as I'm calling my client, my knowledge base, my KB is what I have built this, and I'm going to kind of walk through it. But yeah, it's a combination of preset instructions, different skills for different types of things.
Skills have to be invoked though when you need them, right?
Sometimes, yeah, you have to remind it to do it. It's supposed to, if you give it global instructions, like I'm working with a WordPress code base, so use this plugin engineer with all of these instructions. It's supposed to invoke it, but sometimes you have to remind it. You know, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it used to be. So
So I'll just chime in real quick before we, answer.
please do.
In the cowork platform, there is a scheduling function, or a cron-like function that you can add in to be able to have it ping at a certain time.
Yep.
Your local instance needs to be running. It's all based on your local instance on the desktop. Unless you're running a server or something, you're keeping it over there all the time. So, yeah, so that's one interesting problem with this time. Go ahead.
I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah.
So, oops. There we go. So I kind of threw some slides together about what Claude Code is. I don't know how many people know what it is. I was going to get a quick rundown. Raise your hand if you don't know what it is. Otherwise, I'll skip ahead. Okay. So Claude Code is like, it's like talking to ChatGPT online or any other chat tool online, but you're doing it on your computer, and it's in the command line. So if you're in Windows and you've ever opened up the command prompt, that's what that is. Same with Terminal and Mac or in Linux. And so, like my little fancy graphic shows, it's just a text-based interface where you can chat with it, you can give it instructions, you can have workflows set up, like I mentioned with the special skill sets and stuff. So it's basically, for me, it's an AI developer on demand. It can do actual engineering stuff with proper guardrails and stuff. But it can also do, businessy things to help me out. It works inside your existing code base. Since it's a program installed in your computer, it does need to talk to the AI's, Anthropic's servers for the deep thinking, so it's not like it's completely isolated. But anything on your computer, you can just give it access to it, and it can do what you want with it. And it's extensible. You can connect it to external tools and services. So it's not a matter of just working on your laptop. You can tell it to connect to your email or your calendar or your project management. And that's where I spend a lot of time getting that interactivity down for the business side of stuff. As a developer, I can have it go out and review some code on a GitHub repository and report back. I can have it investigate bugs and stuff. But as a business owner, I can also have it go and check my emails for me and check my meetings and write up, summaries and it even helps me with proposals and stuff. And there's, Claude Code, it's got guardrails built in. It's made to be safe by default. It has to, when you first fire it up, it asks you permission to do, everything. Is it okay to work in this directory? Yes. Claude, look at this file for me. Is it okay to open this file? Yes. So it's very much very restricted by default. You can give it instructions to remember that you can have access to this over and over again, but it's not going to just run wild and wipe out your machine unless you shut off all the guardrails. So they were pretty smart when they built it that way. And like the slide says, it's a force multiplier for small teams. Somebody like me, I can just do a lot more stuff, a lot faster. And for anybody following along, man, I really wanted to see my dogs up on this huge screen, but that's all right. That just means I'll have to come back and do another presentation sometime. So, yeah.
Are those your dogs in a
Oh, yeah.
AI?
Yeah, my dog's in an AI, yeah, because like I said, we got 3 big dogs.